The story starts with a young gamer boy named Masato, who was writing answers to a survey which asked many things about how close he was with his mom, and if going on an adventure would bring the mother and son closer. Masato answered honestly that he was not too close with his mother. His mom, Mamako, was a cute woman who looked young. When she tried to peek into what Masato was writing, Masato pushed her away. Later, a person from the cabinet office named Shurai's came to Masato's house. She was here as a part of the survey conducted by the cabinet office. Mamako knew what Shurai's wanted to say, but Shurai's stopped her. Mamako went to bring some snacks. Shurai's asked Masato if he wanted to enter the online game he played. Masato nodded his head, and Shurai's entered some codes into his computer, which directly transported him into the game. Masato was excited while Mamako was worried when she saw him entering the game. Masato wished that he would become stronger and after returning, get rid of the awkwardness he felt around his mom. Masato was amazed when he saw the magical world around him. Suddenly, Mamako, who was worried about her son, entered the world. Masato had to take her to their first destination, the teleportation palace. The king asked them their names and registered a new account for them. Both got the class normal hero, which meant that they were not destined to do any great thing and would become an average player. The king explained that this was a closed beta version of a new MMORPG. Only some players were selected for the testing of this game. Players can choose any class in this game and do what they want. Mamako didn't know much about games, so the king gave her a guidebook. Since this was a closed beta, Masato was given the hero class for testing. As a compensation, Masato was given the choice to select a holy sword, which can only be obtained by completing the hardest task in the game. From the 3 swords, Masato chose Firmament, the holy sword of great heavens. Mamako also went forward and directly picked both the remaining swords. They were the holy sword of Mother Earth and the holy sword of Mother Ocean. They gave her a 2-hit multi-target attack, using which she defeated hordes of monsters. When it was Masato's turn, he only managed to kill a small bird. Masato was depressed and sat on the ground. Mamako tried to convince him to go on an adventure with her, but Masato did not want to continue. Mamako was sad when Masato didn't want to go with her. Masato told her that the problem was that these kinds of games were for young men and not parents. He asked her what things she talked about with Shurai's and the government beforehand. Masato threatened to disown her if she didn't tell him. Mamako cried when she heard this and told him that she didn't know much, but she just wanted to get close to him. Masato regretted using such harsh words on his mom and he apologized to her. Mamako forgave and they went to the first kingdom of Mammalia to register their guild. At the guild building, Mamako attacked the players as the guidebook told her that the players should not take you lightly. The woman who welcomed them was a copy of Shurai's, called Shurai's. She was an in-game object, so there was no PK penalty. She helped them with the registration of guild and told Masato to select his guild members. Masato selected a warrior, a thief and an elf who were named Rushra, Taniro and Saraiti respectively. However, Mamako viewed these women as candidates to Masato's partner and decided to take their interview. Contrary to Masato's expectations, Mamako rejected all of them. They called a shy girl named Porta, who was also a test player like themselves. She was a merchant and could get discounts on things such as shopping. She also had a bonus bag which could store 300 items regardless of size. She had skills which could appraise or create items. Though Porta couldn't fight, she was determined to work hard. Masato and Mamako decided to take her in. The next candidate was girl named Wise with the Sage class. A sage can use both healing and attack spells. However, Masato rejected her because she had a fiery and hot-tempered personality. He threw away the paper, but it kept flying back on the tables every time. Masato angrily stepped on the piece of paper, but it was revealed that Wise had transformed into a paper. She was angry when Masato stepped on her and used her magic to teleport herself and Masato on a meadow outside the town. Wise ignored Masato's request for forgiveness and stepped on him, while Masato got to see heaven below her. Wise confessed that she wanted to join their guild. Masato decided to take her interview. Shurai's informed Mamako that they couldn't find Masato anywhere. Porta convinced the worried mother that Masato was fine. Mamako also believed that her son would be fine, but she had a feeling that she might lose her son to someone else today. Shurai's had a solution to her problem. Masato told Wise that he was also a test player who had entered this world. Only, he couldn't understand why his mom was also sent with him. Wise revealed that the purpose of this game is to bring the parents and children closer. Hence, they were brought in here and sent on an adventure together. Only when you were close to your parents would you be allowed to exit the game. Wise was also on an adventure with her mother, but they got into a fight and split up. She didn't want to get along with her mother, Hence she wished for Mamako to accept herself as her daughter and get out of this world. Therese suggested that Mamako ask Mother Earth for help. Mamako expressed her motherly love and requested Mother Earth to help her. It worked and Masato was thrown towards Mamako's location by the Earth. Mamako unlocked a new passive skill which could summon Masato beside her and get him out of any trouble. Wise was imprisoned as her act of stepping on Masato was considered an attempt to PK. Mamako, who knew about Wise's story, invited her to join their guild. She wanted to help Wise get along with her mother. Wise refused her help out of embarrassment. Masato praised her skills and managed to convince her to join his guild. They visited a dungeon and Mamako accidentally fell into it, dragging the team down with her. They were lost in the darkness for a while. Mamako tried to motivate everyone and suddenly started to glow, illuminating the surroundings. She had obtained a new skill named Mother's Light. They entered the boss room and many slimes spawned in front of them. Wise was about to attack, but her magic was sealed by the slimes. Mamako used her 2-hit group attack skills to kill the slimes. They dropped some crystal which were collected by the adorable Porta. Mamako also leveled up, which gave her some stats and SP points. Suddenly, many slimes fell down and merged into one slime boss. Wise was about to attack, but her magic was once again sealed. The slime attacked Mamako with some slippery liquid. Masato was about to confront the slime. However, the enraged Mamako destroyed the boss in a strike. Shiros the nun appeared and told them to head to the village of Mammon to accept a new quest. They soon went to explore the market and Masato got a bad feeling about the future. After breakfast, they went to buy some equipment. Masato experienced inexplicable suffering. After shopping, Masato noticed that Mamako was so relaxed that it felt like a vacation. He scolded her because he was annoyed by how relaxed and immature she acted around him. Porta and Wise felt that Masato went too far. Masato once again regretted using harsh words. Mamako was hurt, but she didn't cry and only told Masato to sit on her lap so that she could clean his ear. Masato did as she told and became happy as he felt his mother's warmth. Masato apologized to her and made up for his mistake. In the Mammon village, the village chief told them that a demon named Empress of Night subdued the village with her power and demanded a muscular, handsome man to forgive the village. The village chief allowed them to stay in the village and bath in the hot spring. In the forest, Shiros the nun was confronting Empress of Night, who was actually Wise's mother. Shiraz said that the developers never intended for her to do what she was doing. Hence, Shiraz had come to take back her powers. Shiraz was shocked to find out that Empress of the Night was using secret trick to resist her attacks. Shiraz was injured by her and hoped that she could see the daughter and mother reunite again. Wise came to Masato and informed him that she was going for a walk around the forest. Masato figured that she was the daughter of Empress of Night. Wise confessed the truth in front of all the guild members. Her mother would spend all the money on host clubs, and even Wise's real name, Genya, was the name of her mother's favorite host. Genya's parents divorced and she lived with her dad. One day, her mother suddenly appeared and told her that she wanted to make up. But once inside the game, she was blinded by the power she had, and the mother and daughter once again split up. Genya believed that her relationship with her mother was over, but Mamako convinced her that there was a secret connection between parents and children which could not be broken. Mamako hugged her, and Genya felt like the feeling she got from Mamako was similar to her mother. Even the Empress of Night was sighing when she remembered that she had to face her daughter soon. Wise slept on Mamako's lap and dreamt about the past when her mother, Kazuno, brought her into the game and told her that they can only get out after they are a close mother and daughter. However, things didn't go as planned when Kazuno started to misuse her power in the game. Hence, Wise said some harsh words and left her. After waking up, Wise thanked Mamako for helping her to rid of the stress. They reached the forest and found a coffin which indicates the death of Shiros. Wise used her magic to revive Shiros. Shiros told them that Kazuno was given the Sage class in the start and she later managed to gain a cast cancel skill. She was using some cheats in the game to form an invisible barrier around her. Using her powers, she made the NPC to something disgusting, and the penalty for this can reach millions of yen. Shiraz promised them that if Wise managed to stop Kazuno with a warm ending, Shiraz will ensure that they don't have to pay the fine. Suddenly, they were attacked by Kazuno and Wise neutralized her attack. Kazuno controlled the trees and made them get closer while Mamako destroyed them. Soon, the trees became indestructible and trapped Mamako. Kazuno summoned a room which was lying in her item box without a sender name. This room could make her every wish come true. She expressed her hatred for children and wished that she hadn't give birth to Genya. Kazuno attacked Wise and made her unconscious. Masato tried to convince her not to abandon her child, but Kazuno refused. The room suddenly started to shake and was torn apart by flood in the ground. Mamako appeared and tried to remind Kazuno of the feeling of becoming a mother. Kazuno was affected by her speech, but she still didn't want to accept Genya as her daughter. Hence, Mamako decided to defeat her to make her remember what it was to be a mother. Porta used a magic item to seal Kazuno's magic, which allowed Mamako to injure her. Mamako told her that only parents could experience the feeling of dealing with their children, and no parent would ever abandon them. Kazuno still believed that children only destroyed a parent's peace in time. Kazuno attacked Mamako and Wise knocked her down. When Kazuno tried to fly away, Masato took her down. Wise caught her and apologized for being a nuisance. The mother and daughter made up with each other. Though both were allowed to leave, only Kazuno left the game and Wise decided to stay with Masato's guild. The human Shurei appeared before them and thanked them for solving Kazuno's problem. She asked them to complete another mission for her. Mamako killed all the monsters in the way, making Masato and Wise useless. Both wanted to find a way to become stronger than Mamako. Suddenly, many leaflets about a quest to admit into an academy fell on top of them. Mamako encouraged Masato to take admission in the academy. Except Mamako, everyone took admission in the academy. The academy was an opportunity for the students to earn a ton of SP points. Masato noticed that the academy offered precisely what they needed. He bumped into a beautiful girl named Medhai. Her mother, Medimama, entered the scene. She was a very selfish and boastful person. They introduced themselves and the class started, and Medhai was also a part of it while Medimama was an observer. Masato fell in love with Medhai. Their teacher, Mr. Gruff, asked them a question for 10 SP points. Medhai answered correctly and won the points. The teacher asked another question and Masato wanted to answer this time. However, Medimama intentionally stopped him to allow Medhai to answer. She wanted her daughter to develop the most, so she used despicable means such as using negative status effect on the others to make them fall asleep. Masato was able to stay awake for a while because of the armor, which gave him partial resistance against status effect. Before falling asleep, he heard Medhai wishing for her mother to stop. The next day, an announcement was made for Masato to meet his new heroine. The heroine was actually Mamako in a schoolgirl's dress. She was arranged by Shiras the principal to accompany Masato. She wanted Masato to solve the matters between Medhai and her mother. Shiras was in a hurry because this school was made in a hurry on request of many parents, and it had many bugs, such as an instant death bug. Mamako participated as an observer in the class. Medimama tried to boast about her daughter in front of Mamako, but Mamako instead made friends with her, which embarrassed Medimama. Masato was also dragged into embarrassment, which made Medhai laugh. When Medimama tried to use negative status effect again, her magic was cancelled by Mamako's equipment. The equipment gave her resistance against status effect, and she also had the skill to share her equipment effect to others. Masato once again heard Medhai saying that her mother deserved it. Gruff started asking questions and it was answered by Mamako. In this way, Mamako answered many questions and ended up gaining the most SP points. He too fell asleep after a while. In the school, Mr. Gruff declared a surprise school festival which tested the students' ability to handle unexpected situations. Since parents could also participate, Mamako suggested that they open a cafe. Medimama decided to compete with them in a cafe, while Medhai kept silent unwillingly. During preparations, an NPC student proposed to Mamako but was rejected. Medhai told Masato that Mamako had become an idol and there were also many love letters in her shoe cubby. Medhai apologized to Masato for the trouble caused by her mother. She said that even though she wasn't okay with her mother's methods, she still believed in her. The festival started and there was an overwhelming number of customers in the cafe, but Mamako was still determined to prepare all orders, which made the students admire her more. Meanwhile, Medimama's cafe didn't have any customers. Masato saw this scene and got killed by Medimama. Because Wise had used too many instant deaths on him, Masato turned into a floating spirit which couldn't be sensed by anyone. She used a spell to control Medhai. After Masato was revived, he was approached by Medhai, who was clinging to Masato. She toured around the academy with Masato, but her plan was exposed by Masato. They were interrupted by Medimama. Masato requested her to stop her madness, but she refused and announced a beauty contest with the maids in Masato's cafe. Medhai and Wise participated in the contest. The audience liked Medhai's cuteness and she scored 90 out of 100 points. Wise tried to copy Medhai's movement, but she got only 2 points. The announcer said that anyone could get the last-minute entry. Mamako entered the scene and asked Wise to help her heat the dish using her fire magic. Mamako went on the stage to advertise the cafe on the stage, but her performance caused the crowd to go wild and the beauty meter was broken. She became the winner of the contest and made Medimama jealous. Masato sensed that Medimama was about to burst from anger, and he ran away with Medhai. Masato and Wise tried to convince Medhai to live her life according to her own will. They asked what she wished for. She replied that she wanted to hang out with her friends, but she didn't have any. Masato, Wise, and Porta told her that they were her friends, making Medhai shed tears of happiness. Their happy moment was interrupted by Medimama. She attacked Medhai because Medimama wanted Medhai to only focus on becoming number one, instead of making friends. She was stopped by Mamako. Mamako explained to her that she shouldn't force her children. Medimama revealed that she wanted Medhai to be the best, so that she can be called the best mother. Until now, Medhai believed that her mother forced her for her own good. But when she heard Medimama's selfish wish, Medhai burst out with anger. She released her inner dark power and turned into a dragon. Medhai attacked her surroundings in a rage. Medimama stood in front of her and scolded her for becoming disgusting. Medhai roared at her while Medimama attacked Masato to get rid of him. Mamako stopped her and the three children went to deal with Medhai. Mamako wanted to talk with Medimama, but Medimama summoned earth golems. Mamako used Sword of Mother Earth to make the golems submit willingly. She explained that in the past, she was worried that she was forcing Masato to do the things she wanted. Wise wanted to attack Medhai, but her mana was sucked by Medhai using a spell. Masato blocked Medhai's attack with his shield and Porta took out many mana potions for Wise. Masato tried to calm down Medhai. Mamako used the skill, Mother's Words. This skill would be automatically activated when a mother wanted to say something from her heart. She managed to convince Medimama that a parent's deeds were for their children's sake, not for their own. Medimama realized her mistake and couldn't believe what she had said before. Medhai overpowered Masato and his friends. When she was going to attack them, Medimama stopped her and apologized. Medhai still attacked her. Medimama tried to calm her down. Masato felt like she had become a real mother. He blocked Medhai's attack and Wise helped him to defeat her. Medhai covered herself in a rock shell and Mamako broke the shell with her attacks. Masato shot out a beam which cut off Medhai's staff in half. Medhai's power was gone, and she was caught by Medimama who apologized to her. The mother and daughter made up with each other. A graduation party was held for passing the school. Masato invited Medimama to join their party. She declined, but she sent Medhai to join the party. They got to spin wheels with their SP points. Masato only got a ton of HP boosters and Wise got a bunch of MP boosters, which were useless for the two. Porta finally got the stuffed toy she wanted. Peter got a bonus draw for repairing the mother and daughter relationship. However, he got an apron for mamas. They were attacked by many monsters and Mamako dealt with them alone. Everyone wanted to find a way to get stronger when a leaflet about the tower dungeon was given to Masato. Anyone who could reach the top could have his wish granted. They went to the town and found that many mothers' children were missing. Medhai revived the dead Shiros and asked her about the situation. She told them that many children had gone missing, but this wasn't part of the event, so she needed their help. They entered the tower after Wise made the prediction that Mamako would ask for eggs when they reached the top. They entered the first floor and discovered some plates. One plate recovered the HP, one gave them the key to exit the dungeon immediately, and another was a trap. Mamako found a plate which Shiros advised her to step on, and it directly sent her to the next floor. On the next floor, they discovered a girl named Amante who was part of a group named Rebel. The group was rebelling against mothers and she was the leader of this group. She was very clumsy and revealed the information. She seemed to be scared of Mamako, and her subordinates finally brought her back. Shiros told everyone to leave the dungeon. Then, she told them that there was someone who was trying to sow discord between parents and children, and this group was one of them. They wanted to reach the top and make an evil wish. Everyone decided that they needed to bring the kids back to their mothers first. For this, they needed to make a guild and recruit members. Shiros gave them an old, broken house as the guild base. Mamako gave it a weird name and they stayed in the guild for the night. In the morning, Mamako used the skill, Mothers Wake Up, to wake Masato up. This skill could even wake up someone from a coma. Masato wondered if anyone would even join their guild. Shiros informed them of a bonus item which could help them was put in their inventory. She left to investigate the case of the tower dungeon. The bonus item was a maid uniform which was given to everyone according to their size. To avoid a trauma, Masato forbid Mamako from wearing the maid uniform. They split up the task of repairing the guild building. Porta and Medhai shopped for the necessary material to repair the base while Masato carried the bags. In the base, Mamako was cleaning Masato's room. The doorbell suddenly rang and she went to open the door. In the shopping mall, Masato encountered Amante. Medai frightened Amante with her discouraging words. Amante told them that she had sent assassin to their base, but the news didn't bother them, because they believed that Mamako could defeat him easily. Wise suddenly rushed towards them and told them that Mamako was about to lose and she was in danger. Masato was frightened when he heard this news and he rushed to the guild base to save his beloved mother. Thank you so much for watching our video till end. If you enjoyed our content and desire more videos on similar anime, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to our channel. We look forward to seeing you in our next video.